One final look, it's just so beautiful in there.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this episode, we are moving right along with the Ford Ranger rebuild. I'm going to be doing the lower ball joints like I mentioned. To get to those, I've got to take the rotor off. I'm going to be replacing those with brand new rotors, replacing the pads. I'm going to re-grease those wheel bearings. Those are in good shape. As we move along with this video, you'll see me repacking them with grease. And then I've got a new shock for it as well. So that's going to be replaced on both sides. As we're in the project, I stumble upon, on this driver's side here, the upper ball joint is totally broken. So I have to pivot in the middle of the project, order those brand new online. So the project does take a little bit longer than expected, but we get new upper control arms with the new upper ball joints on both sides, new ball joints on the lowers, both sides, pads and rotors on the front, and new shocks in the front. So I'm going to bring you guys right along with this rebuild here, and it's a process. It is a multi-day process, but it's great fun, a great learning opportunity, and you'll see.
So with that dust cap removed, the goal is going to be, again, to reuse these bearings. These look to be aftermarket, just based off of the age of the car and the grease in there. So I think they just need to be re-greased. But that's going to be a game time decision. Please and thank you. All right. That is one non-reusable cotter pin out. There. This is very loose. It's okay. I think it's supposed to be like that. The torque spec's like 13 pounds. So I'm going to put this all back into this little dust cap. Magnetic. Now, alright, let's work on getting this rotor off, and we'll be able to slide this out pretty easily. Alright, so these are, we'll check, yep, caliper bolts are 15 millimeter. So loosen that, and then the other one is behind this knuckle here. Whoever put that back on, back together last time. You can see this starting to loosen now. And here's where it gets a little messy. So, going back to what we removed before, that little nut, the washer, and then how it comes out is the larger part of the bearing is closest to the wheel, and that is the last thing out of there. Now we can remove this rotor, and get this back in the frame, but there's a seal that goes around there, and then there's the inner wheel bearing. Again, we're reusing these if possible, just going to re-grease them. One thing I did want to show you guys here, so the upper ball joint, which I don't have, look at the condition of that. I'm going definitely to have to replace that. That is totally shot. So, right, so moving right along.
Alright, so here I am just taking off that wheel knuckle. Got to take out that outer tie rod bolt, separate the tie rod. That's the ABS sensor there I'm taking out as well. There's an 8mm bolt behind there and that clip on the knuckle. And then that is the lower ball joint. I'm taking that cotter pin out. I'm going to take that bolt out, hammer away, and then ultimately get this whole knuckle that you see right there off, separated from the steering components, suspension components. And I'm going to be able to work at those ball joints, those other things I'm going to be replacing. So this gets it out of the way. It's necessary to remove, so there we go.
Alright. Sweet. So, like I mentioned, we have to take care of that. That was originally not part of the plan. It was for these blown out lower ball joints. But nonetheless, we'll get these locally. Let me start pressing this out and ouch. Got me good. Alright, so we're kind of in a position here. Turn this sucker up. The goal is to, again, just press it down. The ball joint part where this nut connects is here. We're simply going to press it. I think some lubricant, penetrating oil, would help. So let's just I don't think that second spray got in there at all, but you know. There you go. Just totally, comes apart, totally ripped. Let's clean this area up and get ready for the install of the new. What's up, guys? So next day, after battling with the old ball joint, the upper ball joint, taking that out, totally breaking it on removal, did a little bit of research. I have to totally press this in and out. So taking out the upper ball joint, taking it to a shop to have it pressed out. I think it's going to be easier to take the whole arm out and buy a replacement. So that's the plan. I'm going to continue forward with changing out the shock and new rotor and everything. So not a big deal, but it was just such a battle. I need to clear this bench because I'm going to work on the rotor, getting the wheel bearing in there, re-greasing the old bearing. So let's make some room real quick. Alright, much better now. So let's get the old rotor up and those wheel bearings out, re-grease them, and we'll open up the new rotor and put those in. So, seal, that's garbage. This was filled with dirt around that seal, and because we're going to be repacking the bearing, we want to try and keep our workspace free from loose debris. And now let's put on some gloves, or a glove, and get this bearing out. And then I'm just going to start just packing it with some high temp wheel bearing grease, and pack it until I see the grease inside the bearing turn red, because that's what the new color is. Old color is obviously just totally dark brown, black. So could have been the color of the grease or just worn out grease.
Alright guys, so here I am repacking that bearing with new grease. I do the inner wheel bearing and then the outer wheel bearing. Put the inner wheel bearing back in to the new rotor. It was in great condition, just needed to be repacked with that grease. You can see all of that old grease coming out of there. With the brand new seal around it, that rotor is good to go. Next clip, I'm going to be kind of skipping there. So I put on the new rotor, I put the new pads on, I clean the wheel, and then ultimately it skips to the upper ball joint install.
So next week here, these just arrived, so new, brand new, out of the package. The total control arm, bushings, and the ball joint, the upper ball joint installed. So I'm going to work getting these installed, but just a big shout out, just hit 100 subscribers, so I thought that was pretty cool as that first video got uploaded over the weekend. So hit 100 subscribers on Sunday. It's Tuesday, and we're just going to knock this out and get it installed. So let's get that.
So there you go. That is me putting on the upper ball joint. Again, can't thank you guys enough for supporting and watching the channel. You know, I'm laughing at me editing this video as I'm rewatching it back. If you can't laugh at yourself, someone else will. So really enjoying working on the car, learning how to edit these videos. So I appreciate you guys hanging with me and coming along the journey.
Lower ball joint is 98 foot-pounds. Click, click.
Alright, so here I am putting the wheel back on so I can lower the truck level and then torque the suspension components. And then I take the truck to the alignment shop to get that all buttoned up. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys.
What a terrible angle. One final look, it's just so beautiful in there, nice and clean. But we're going to cover it with dust protector. There we go.